We're here with National Farmers Federation Chief Executive Tony Mahar. Tony, first conference in a couple of years. Great to see so much optimism in the room.
Yeah, it is, James. We've, as you know, come off the back of a couple of really good years, and it's fantastic. Great numbers, great enthusiasm, great optimism, a lot of energy. So we hope there's a couple of good seasons and we can continue.
Yep. A common theme from the talks and discussions have been about it's ag's time to shine, but we've also got to set ourselves up for future generations.
Yeah. Well, that's been a real consistent theme, is that we've had a couple of good years. How do we invest in the sector, invest in the people, invest in the technology? You've heard it. It's been a consistent theme that let's use the momentum and let's optimise the results that we've had to set ourselves up for what we know is probably going to be some challenging years coming down the pipeline.
Yep. You squeezed the conference in between the federal budget and the federal election. What are your priorities looking ahead for the next term of government?
Yeah, so we've identified 5 priorities. The first is around regionalisation, investing in 20 regional precincts. We think that, and Minister Littleproud in fact said this himself, the governments of past have sprinkled fairy dust, I think he said, across the country. We think they need to invest in 20 regional precincts and back them and put them on steroids a little bit and get them going. So environmental sustainability, so rewarding, recognising farmers for what they do, managing 50% of the landscape, so putting in place a system that allows farmers to measure and manage and then get rewarded for that natural capital that they're looking after. A fairer deal for farmers, so let's try and look at the supply chain and see where the imbalances are, the inequities are in terms of contracts and things like that. Investing in technology, so telecommunications and digital connectivity. We know, we've heard the last day or so about the gains that that's going to make for the industry. And the final one is ag visa, labour. It's a critical issue.
So you want 10 countries signed up in the next term of government, is that?
Yes, we would. It's great that Vietnam has signed up. Should the coalition be returned, then we want another 9 countries quick smart. And whether that's India or Indonesia or whoever, we don't care. We just need to get it signed up. And if Labor manages to win, then we need a workforce solution from Labor. With
the budget, is ag getting its fair slice of the pie, do you think?
Look, we were comfortable with the budget. Some of the things around trade facilitation, that will be good. That'll help on the ground farmers. The telecommunication stuff, again, heading in the right direction. And the infrastructure, dams, that was really good. That billions of dollars, you can't say no to those sorts of investments. We think that there's a need for, and they're not necessarily coming out of the budget, but a need for government to commit to a long-term sustainable biosecurity fund.
Finally, Coalition's been in government for 9 years. How would you rate their performance in ag?
If we look at what's happened with the agriculture sector, so we launched our roadmap in 2018. The value of the farm gate sector was 58 billion. We're now at 80 billion. Now, I'm not saying government has been the only driver in that, but clearly they've had an influence. The seasons have obviously driven it, and we've had great seasons. We've opened up new markets, so government's got to play in that. I would say that the industry's done okay under the coalition government, but as I say, it's probably driven largely by production conditions. But we've had a good relationship with the coalition government. Should they be returned, we look on building on that. But we will work with any colour government as long as farmers and agriculture are at the front of their mind.
Perfect. Tony, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, James.